There's something about our ancient trees that inspires wonder. They are rich in history and culture. Ancient trees and the historic wood pasture, parkland, orchards and hedgerows they inhabit are some of the most exciting and important habitats for wildlife. But they are under threat. There are over 2,000 species of fungi, invertebrates, bats, lichen and moss that share a mutually beneficial relationship with trees. In this series of short films, we talk briefly about the ecology of trees and wood pasture and some of the species that share their life cycle. We offer general advice on how to manage this special habitat with these species in mind, and pointers to further information and expert advice. We hope that these films will improve understanding and that you will join with us in managing this habitat for the benefit of these species. By working together, we can ensure that they'll be around for future generations.
Wood pasture and parkland have a variety of habitats, but one of the key features are trees like this, these ancient and veteran trees, growing in isolation away from competing trees. Now, these conditions are normally created and maintained by grazing and browsing. Ideally, these trees will be a range of ages and they'll have various stages of decay. Beneath them will be open permanent pasture and lots of nectar sources. They'll be connected to the wider landscape via hedgerows, woodlands, other ancient trees and streams, lakes and ponds. Within this habitat, ancient oak, beech and ash trees are some of the richest in biodiversity. They contain late-stage, fungal-induced decaying wood found nowhere else. Many of the rare species associated with these habitats have persisted because of the continuous presence of these trees over centuries. In open conditions, the trees grow a wider, lower canopy with lateral branching that supports more species. The trees can also live longer, and as they age, they develop veteran features such as fungi, loss of limbs, a hollow stem and cavities. A good starting point is to survey the tree and the surrounding area to assess its age, its health and the variety of species that it supports. Avoid doing any invasive work to the tree if possible, and always phase any work in the surrounding area over a period of 5 years minimum. Some of our oldest trees, like this one, were worked to obtain foliage and timber, usually via pollarding. Today, many have been neglected and are vulnerable to stem failure. In special circumstances, it may be worth considering some careful surgery to lighten the weight of certain branches. When branches are removed or break off naturally, the tree responds by growing lots more buds and branches to maintain the leaf cover it needs. Pollarding a young tree can increase its lifespan and also enhance biodiversity. For example, pollarding a young oak tree can speed up the process of forming a broad crown and introduce natural decay sooner. When managing these trees, try to avoid clean cuts and try to go for a natural jagged edge through which invertebrates and fungi can colonise. Provide enough space and sunlight for the tree to grow a broad and low canopy and extensive root system. Thinning scrub, younger trees and vegetation might be necessary to reduce heavy shade and promote natural growth. Allowing retrenchment and stem hollowing is good management. Retrenchment is the slow decline of the upper crown, the canopy of the tree, often characterised as stag-headed branches. This improves stability as the foliage grows lower to the ground. Hollowing stems caused by natural rot of the heartwood improves the tree's ability to withstand high winds and also recycle nutrients. Tree roots are important but often forgotten. Avoid soil compaction, which can also result in waterlogging, by avoiding overgrazing by livestock and visitor footfall. Cultivation within 5 metres of the canopy, particularly ploughing and removal of lower limbs, significantly reduces the stability and the life of the tree. Improve floral diversity and nectar resources near to trees by planting flowering trees, scrub and plants. Reduce cutting frequency of hawthorn and hedges, and encourage natural regeneration or plant local seeds from native trees. An age gap in these trees can have all sorts of negative consequences for the species that depend on them. Veterinisation should be considered, but only if it's sustainable and essential. This needs careful selection of trees by an experienced arborist, and it shouldn't be attempted on veteran or ancient trees.